Hello everyone, this is an update on my Moon Knight cosplay armor. I just want to say, I'm so amazed how this Moon Knight cosplay armor looks on me. It's so cool. And I'm so glad that I put so much effort and love into this thing. And I had some frustrations with it as I was going through this progress of making a cosplay and trying to figure out how I was going to make it, trying to figure out how I'll put it on. And there's a lot that I went through. This progress was pain in the butt, but it was worth it to make the suit in real life. So let's get into the video. First I want to start with, I probably start a little bit on the chest. For the chest, the armor, obviously, I wanted the armor to be more grounded. I wanted to feel like he'd been through a lot of fights and been through a lot of battles. And I wanted to take the armor seriously. I wanted to feel like it's part of his world, part of his character. So that's why I wanted to feel. So if you look at images like this, or like this, you will see what I'm talking about. That's how I wanted to look exactly for Moon Knight. And I wanted to be clean. I don't want it to be all just perfect, this clean looking. No, I wanted to look dirty. I wanted to like really look messed up for this character. That's how I wanted to feel like for this whole progress of making the suit. So that's basically what I did. And also for the shoulders, I don't know if you could tell, I actually wanted to start with a moon shoulder armor. If you kind of see that shape of the moon. That's how I wanted to look for this character, for this suit. And I can move in it pretty good. So yeah, and I can move in it. I could do a lot in this, and that's pretty good mobility for this character. But that's how I want everything to look, even the shoulders, everything. I wanted to look like a shape of the moon. That's basically, I tried doing it, but I don't know if you guys can tell. I don't know if you guys can tell, but that's how I wanted to look for this character. And I did a little bit of upgrades for the suit. I basically added new parts, which is these little bicep piece that I added on. If you saw my main videos on my main YouTube page, you will see the steps of me making armor for Moon Knight, and you will see some parts of me making armor, the mask, everything, the shoulders, everything. This is the same step, the same progress step you saw in my other videos. Step 1, trace, all, cut, glue, everything. And that's basically what I did for this one, the same steps, nothing changed. I basically wanted to add more details, which is these little rivets onto the main bicep piece. And also the same thing on this side. I did the same thing, added these little rivets on this armor right here, the same thing. I actually use a black curry paint to give it a very look character, and I added these little buckles, these little straps, black straps on here, and I added these little clips of buckles on the suit to make it like more detailed, more for his character. I'm thinking about weathering his buckle on this, I'm thinking about weathering this buckle. I'm thinking about doing that. And what else? Wow. The rib pieces, I wanted to look like something different. If I can put things down just a slightly bit, you kind of see like some rib pieces added on. I did the same thing with the progress of this whole armor, the step progress. If you go, like I said, if you go on my main page, my main YouTube page, you will see the steps of me making the armor completely from scratch. Yeah, and I went on doing that, the same steps, and added these little details, these little rivets on the main of the rib piece. Yeah, and I added like a black wash, which is some black curry paint. The same thing on this side. Like I said before, I didn't want the suit to be clean. I want it to be dirty. Maybe someday, if I do a part 2, I definitely would do like a clean Moon Knight cosplay. So we'll see. What else? I'm gonna explain a little bit about first, before I get to the shirt, I'm gonna explain a little about the mask. I do have a step video about the mask. If you want to see this, you can go into my main YouTube page. Again, sorry. You will see the full steps how I made the mask from scratch. It's pretty easy. There's no paper template, nothing like that. It's just step by step how to make a mask completely from scratch. So yeah, I have the detail in this, the lines and the way it looks, and I really like the mask. I wanted to add some more support in the mask. I wanted to add like what you call that, LED lights on the mask. I'm thinking about doing that. I'm thinking about making my own or buying one for Amazon. I don't know, maybe the one or two. We'll see. Or I might just go with the whole probably some white fabric and glue it inside the mask and call it a day. I'm thinking about doing that. We'll see. Maybe, I don't know. But I really like the weathering. I really like the detail in the mask. I really do like how it stands out on its own. And I made a ski mask. I did not buy the ski mask for any store. This whole thing is made by me. I did not buy none of this stuff. The ski mask is made by me. I made this whole thing step by step. I'm thinking about doing a tutorial about how I make my ski mask from scratch. I'm gonna show you. I'll probably do this maybe like a YouTube short video clip of me making this from scratch, so you guys learn and you can make your own. But yeah. So I'm gonna take this whole armor off and I'm gonna explain a little bit about the shirt. Okay, now the shirt. I want to take the shirt seriously. I see a lot about it on YouTube, not YouTube, sorry. I see a lot of people on Instagram and TikTok, and they put a lot of detail in their cosplays with the lines and the detail. You know how people are, cosplayers are, they would make the lines and on their cosplays and to make like it fits them so tightly. So you see like Spider-Man's suit is so tight on him, so because the lines and the detail in his suit. I want mine to be similar as theirs, but mine's a little more different. So for this, I want to take it seriously. I basically cut this, if you could see, I cut it all the way up to here. So you kind of see the line going across here, up here. That's because I cut it out. Because every time I wear it, it will float up. It will make like a bubble going up. So to keep it like the shape like this, I basically just cut the whole thing and sew it by hand. That's basically what I did to make this shirt happen. Now, once I sewed this whole thing by hand, I basically went on and did the same thing for the shirt. If I could point it down, this is slightly a little bit so you can see yourselves. I basically took my pen obviously, and I basically cut this whole shirt, this whole piece of shirt, and that's when I cut it out. I basically sew it by hand. And before I sew it by hand, okay guys, I don't want everybody confused, so I'm gonna explain more about it. Once I start to cut it out, I use these little these little needle pens, I don't know what you call it, needle pens, whatever. Hold them in place. You probably know what they are. I don't think you guys know what they are, but I'll probably do like a picture like this. You can see yourselves, like a picture right here, like a needle pen, whatever. And I basically place them in each spot of the line so it will hold the shape. So once I start sewing it, I went back and forth. I basically sew it, remove it, sew it, move it, sew it, remove it. So the bobby pin, I just hand sew it and remove the pen, hand sew it, remove the pen, hand sew it, remove the pen. So I did each spot around the whole shirt. So that's basically what I did. And I also did the same thing in the back. And you can see the back. I did the same thing on the back. The line in the back. Now, I'm gonna explain a little more about the shirt. The sleeves. I did the same thing with the sleeves. Now the sleeves, I basically went on using my pen and trace, and I did the same thing using the needle pen, and we hold it in place and hand sew it by hand. Remove it, hand sew, remove it, hand sew, and that's basically what I did because I wanted, like I said, I want my suit to be similar to other people's. I don't want to copy anyone's art, but I want mine to be similar. You know, get what I'm trying to say? Similar. So that's basically what I did to make this character happen. I wanted to add just some detail, add support in the costume. Instead of going a whole plain white shirt, you know, I wanted to just add more detail. And I'm gonna explain about this whole part right here. This one, I had an idea how I wanted to do this. This looks so cool, and I'm so happy how it looks. I basically cut the inside of it first with a pen. Before I even cut it, I use a pen to trace first. And then I cut the inside. But once I cut the inside, I basically folded it with the hot glue gun. You can kind of see the lines. If you can see the lines, which is right here, the gluing part here, you can see that. And then I took my gray fabric and glue it inside the shirt. I do not have a tutorial. I do have a tutorial, a video about this shirt, how I made the shirt. So you go check out my main page again and see for yourselves if you want to see the build. That's basically what I did to make the shirt. Now, the frustration I had with this was trying to figure out how I was gonna make the shirt. Well, how I was gonna make the shirt and how I'm gonna put it on and take it off. I do have a paper pattern. I'm gonna show it again. This is my shirt pattern, and this is my sleeve pattern. Okay guys, the ones that have those main things, I started making it from scratch and wearing it, put it on. The frustration I had with it was, not put it on, I'm sorry. Before I started sewing it by hand and making it by hand, I was trying to think about how am I going to wear it and how I'm going to take it off. So I basically have to cut a gap here, a split through the middle here, and I did the same thing on the side here, and the same thing on the back. The back right here. And to put it on, I had to cut each side. So that's really what I did to cut it out and to put it on. So that way it's a bigger gap so I can put my whole body inside the shirt. Now, the zip, figuring out how I'm gonna, you know, cover the back up, that was tricky. So I had to hand sew by hand, which is I had to use a zipper. Normally I don't use, that's a 14-inch zipper. I don't use 14-inch zipper, guys, just to let you guys know. I use a 24-inch zipper, okay? That's how long I use it for, a 24-inch zipper, okay? So that's basically how it looks on me in the back. If you see a zipper in the back, that's 14-inch zipper, okay? So yeah, that's basically it for the shirt. And like I said, I'm thinking about weathering this whole thing. I'm going to weather the shirt. It's not going to stay clean. It's going to be weathered and dirty up. But yeah, I'm going to put this armor back on. I forgot one more thing. I'm going to explain a little bit about the hoodie. So yeah. And I also want to explain more progress about what I'm working on next. Okay, now for the hoodie, I do have a tutorial about the hoodie. If you go on my main page, again, sorry guys. If you go on my main page, I do have a full tutorial how I made the hoodie. I basically use my gray fabric and my pen and my scissors and my thread and my needle. I know in the comic book he doesn't have a gray hoodie, he has white, but I want this character to be different. I don't want it to be the same in the comic books. I want mine to be different than the original comic books. So I wanted the hoodie to be gray instead of white. That's basically what I did. I basically took my tracing, I traced it onto the fabric, cut it out, hand sew it by hand, and then I added this little piece right here, this little triangle piece. It looks like a Superman logo, it kind of it is, but it just looks like that. And then I wrap it up in gray fabric, and then I actually glue it the symbol, which is the moon. And I use a hot glue to flush it out and to make that shape of the moon. So yeah, I'm going to weather this as well. So the things I'm working on next that you guys will see soon, which is the cape, obviously, the gauntlets, the belt, the belt maybe the gloves. I'm thinking about doing the gloves, yeah. And what else? The boots. His barrel rings, the Moonlight barrel rings. I'm thinking about doing those. I'm thinking about making a video about those. I think that would be pretty cool. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you want to see that. I think that would be pretty sick. So I think his weapons, his katanas, I think that would be pretty cool. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If you guys ain't got any questions, guys, please let me know in the comments. Also, guys, one more thing before I end this video, I do have a link in my main page, my new main YouTube page. I'm most active on TikTok and Instagram. So you want to follow me on my platform there too. Please go check me out. I'm most active there. So like I said, like and subscribe, and have a good day, guys.